Welcome to the Tom Barnard Family Podcast, and I would just like to say what's appeared on the screen so far. Hello, howdy, good morning, hello, from Charlie, from from MB0711.
Margaret.
Exactly. We got Tire Carver in there. We got DH 1962s in there. All kinds of howdies.
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute. Saw Kent Herbeck on Minnesota Live yesterday. There's a snowmobile riding up north for ALS that he was promoting. He looks good. Yeah, Kent Herbeck's one of my favorite people in the world. I'm very lucky to be a friend of Kent Herbeck's. He's one of the great guys you'd ever want to meet. No question.
He's also maybe a giant, I think.
And he is a giant.
I think he might be a giant.
It is true, too. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tom Barnard Family Show with
co-host Catherine Brandt.
Andy Brandt Barnard.
And a Super Bowl wrap-up with football expert and comedy extraordinaire, Costaki Economopoulos.
I was going to say all that stuff, but as long as you said it first,
Yeah.
that'll work out for me.
Shameless
no question.
self-promotion.
Tongue-in-cheek.
Okay, just to clear the news portion of the show, and then we get to go right to Costaki after this. Teachers in New York don't have to pass any test to become teachers anymore. They don't even have to pass a test; they just become teachers, which is a little odd, if you ask me. But I don't know who, according to the national media, either Trump or what's his name, Bill Clinton, or both of them are going to prison forever. So I don't know what it is. Honest to God, I don't ever remember an era when so many of our politicians, and they deserve it if they indeed did do these things.
Yes.
But my God, they're just all so filthy right now. What is that all about?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough out there.
It's one of these things, I think, there's so much going on that's so embarrassing to political parties.
Yeah.
And you know how lawyers tell you never to admit guilt or apologize?
Right.
Because that sets you up for future problems
Oh,
in
yeah.
courts
Oh,
or
yeah.
being sued or whatever. I feel like that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, it kind of seems
It's like the
it.
UK with all their their gigantic network of rape gangs.
Yep.
The Parliament was going to delete all of the records because they are very embarrassed because they were arresting the girls, 14-year-old girls, for being drunk in the presence of 6, 7 full-grown men in their houses. They were arresting the girls and never even questioning the men. I mean,
Honest to God.
they've been covering this up for now, I
Jesus.
think, 20 years or something like that. So they're trying to delete it. They're just going to delete it so that they don't have to be held accountable.
Fresh slate.
That's just not what we should be doing worldwide.
Yeah, you wouldn't think.
No.
You wouldn't think that was possibly true, but people have lost their minds. There's no question about that. They've completely popped a bolt and lost their minds, and what are you going to do? Keep
gotta-
moving forward, I guess.
I know, but you just
So-
got to wonder how disgusting all of these people really are.
Well, no question. So basically, Uncle Tommy can't tell you whether it's Clinton or it's Trump or it's both of them or it's everybody who's ever been president of the United States is going to prison. Maybe that's what it is. They'll all go to prison, the ones who are still alive anyway.
Well, I thought that when I was watching the Super Bowl. I was like, I can't believe how many stars are here. This is like the Epstein files, right? There's
Yeah, how long did it take you to write that?
giant stars, you see. A lot of stars, more than
Love
you would
it.
think.
Yes. No question about it. No
I
doubt
called
about
it, by the way. Seahawks blowout happened.
You did.
You
It
did
did
call
happen.
it.
You
I think you
called
even
it.
called the spread, didn't you? 16?
Well, I opened with 20 2 weeks ago, and then last week I landed on 14. So it's pretty
No, so
close.
you were pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah, sad Patriots fan base is one of my hobbies, so I'm happy.
Well, I understand that. But I tell you what, I had a good time. Kath and I watched the entire game and had a good time watching it. And, you know, it's...
It was nice to watch our former quarterback win a Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. That's
I
tough
have-
for Vikings, right?
So far in the last 24 to 48 hours, something like that, I have gotten, I don't know how many emails, hundreds of emails going, what the hell is a bad bunny? They don't even know who the guy is, what he does, because he sang everything in Spanish or something? Is that what he did?
Yeah, he did. He was
Okay,
the
good
number
for him.
one artist in streams on Spotify 2025. I had no idea. I'm with you. I barely even heard of him.
Never
Yeah.
heard him, and he can't sing at all.
Have you seen some of his song lyrics?
God.
You're
Yeah,
not
the lyrics are not wholesome.
Yeah.
What are
Make
they?
Pete
Not the
Diddy blush.
demo.
Yeah, you and I aren't the demo. You're absolutely right about that. No question.
Well, my
Actually-
favorite has been watching reactions from like older Hispanic people watching the
Oh
halftime
God.
show.
Oh yeah.
being like-
Yep.
What the hell is he even saying? They can't understand him either.
Right.
Like, who is this and why can't I understand him? Isn't he speaking Spanish?
Well, he's
Yeah.
got the universal schlong grab. That's,
Of
Oh, yeah,
course.
he likes to
that
grab the
speaks to
schlong.
everybody.
Yep.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah.
What movie was it where the guy came up and said, I got to tell you something, pal. Everybody's a tough guy until they meet a tough guy. What movie was that from? I don't remember. Everybody's a tough guy until they meet a tough guy. That was a great line.
That is a
No
great
question.
line. That sounds like it's from a Western from 70
could be.
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be, yes. It could be. What the hell?
Or a mobster movie.
What are you going to do? So, yet another Super Bowl that didn't contain either Vikings or Packers.
Or
So-
Falcons, yeah.
Or Falcons. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, at halftime, Bad Bunny had more forward progress with the football than the Patriots did.
Oh, that's a good
Got
call.
that thing right there.
That's a good call right there.
He covered a lot of ground, right? He's moving around, right? He's got the shoulder pads. He's wearing white. They should put him in as the Patriot player.
Sure, absolutely.
He's running good routes in that sugarcane.
No, I do have to ask you this, and you can give me your honest opinion on this. But a lot of people texting me are suggesting this whole thing was fixed from the beginning.
You mean
Which-
the game?
The
The
game.
game?
Oh,
Yes.
really?
Yep. I guess just to see the Patriots that bad. I mean, they were horrible. So we're not used to
but
that, I guess.
It came organically, right? They had the weakest
Yeah.
schedule in the league, and
Yep.
they have a young quarterback. They only had to play 2 games in the playoffs, and they beat a Texans team that wasn't that great, and then
Yep.
they barely beat the Broncos, who had just lost their quarterback.
God,
They-
amazing.
Well, I was going to say a 16-point margin must be a record, but no, it's not even close for the Super Bowl.
No, it's not.
Oh no, yeah, when I was a kid, the blowouts were a lot more prevalent.
Oh, yeah. 89 was the biggest blowout in Super Bowl history. 49ers 55, Broncos 10.
Oh,
Ooh, that had to hurt.
Wow.
That had to hurt.
I mean, they were running jokes about how that was one of the worst games in the season lineup because, you'd get this tremendous, unbelievable team, and they would play whoever made it through the ranks on the other side. Now there's a lot more parity with the
Yeah.
everyone spends the same amount of money over the long haul, and the teams are closer. But this year,
Yeah.
and that's why I predicted it, because the Seahawks have both a good offense and a good defense, and they really look good all year, kind of quietly, and they beat some really good teams at the end.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Seahawks that had, 20 first-year players? Was that right? Did I get that right?
I didn't see that stat.
15, I think. It was 15, I think.
15?
Yeah, and maybe it was 20, though.
That's
We could look it up.
They spent a lot of money in the offseason on free agents, and that they made some good choices, and that all came together and putting their faith in Sam Darnold, which a year ago we all would be like, "That's the quarterback you want to pick,"
Yep.
So hey,
Yep.
it worked out for them. Good for them.
You got to wonder when a guy can go to a different team and get into the Super Bowl. Is it coaching? Is it just
Yeah,
the
really.
whole what is it that couldn't bring that out in him when he was at the Vikings? Because he had a fairly decent record, right?
Yeah, he had a good run, and he had good weapons. Justin Jefferson's one of the best in the league.
Yep.
Addison, when he's not falling asleep at a red light, he's a good player.
I like that. I like that a lot.
When he's not being an idiot on the roads.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I mean, that team last year was pretty good around him, I would say, and that coach is a bit of a quarterback whisperer. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, he looked good. It's fun to see. And he's kind of soft-spoken, and he's going to Disney, and he's not out drinking. And,
Yeah.
and the running back, too, this big, huge black dude, he's very kind of soft-spoken. It's like, nah, I'm going to go home with my family. You know,
Yeah, there you go.
it's funny. I think if I was a zillionaire in my 20s and just won a Super Bowl, I might have a few drinks that night.
You may as well.
Well, he's not saying he's not going to drink. He's just going to drink with his family.
Yes, well, exactly. That's exactly right.
I guess so. I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
Big Dave wants to know. Oh no, he doesn't want to know. He's telling me it was the leader of the Hells Angels. What was the leader of the Hells Angels?
Oh, that said,
Tough guy thing.
everyone's a tough guy until you meet a tough
Oh,
guy.
that's right. It was. You're absolutely right, Big Dave. It was that the head of the Hells Angels said everybody's a tough guy until they meet a tough guy.
Troy's wearing my matching shirt. There you go.
Oh. Shirt twins.
That all works out in the
One
end.
of the 5 shirts I cycle through. Even though I have 90 of them, I just, you wear them and then
Yep.
you wash them and you put them on top of the pile. The shirts on the bottom of the pile are probably oil by now.
It could be just crushed. It could be
pressure
crushed
and
under
time.
You can refine that stuff.
Yeah, but
No
plastic
question
back in
about
oil. I mean, why not?
There you go.
So basically, I, as a Minnesota fan, am in my 2-week period where I don't have to wring my hands over how horrible Minnesota's teams are, because there's a pause now before the preseason begins for baseball. So
Oh,
that's
right.
good. Because I'm still a huge Twins fan, but they haven't won anything since, what was that, 1991 or something, or a long time ago.
They're hard to watch.
They are very hard to watch.
Last few years, it's just like, why are we even doing this?
Why do we have a
Why?
team?
Just forget it.
It's so interesting, Costaki, to be a Minnesota sports fan, because University of Minnesota hasn't won a damn thing. They probably won. I don't know anything about hockey. I think there was one hockey rink in all of North Minneapolis at North Commons Park. I think that was about it. So hockey was just, I didn't even heard of it until the North Stars came along all those years ago. So, I mean, I don't watch them, and I'm not a big fan of the Timberwolves either. I've always been a fan of a team that was partly owned by Sid Hartman. Did people know that? That Sid Hartman, the legendary sports writer for the Star Tribune, owned part of the Minneapolis basketball team, because it was not the Minnesota
Lakers?
It was not the Minnesota Lakers. It was the Minneapolis Lakers when they owned it. Yep, that's true.
Hey, my dad owned a tiny slice of the Minnesota Kick soccer
Did he?
team when they first formed.
Oh, I
And
didn't know that.
yeah, he was selling insurance to grocery chains, and Don Byerly became kind of a friend of his. Byerly's
Don's a good guy.
Byerly's is a very nice grocery store chain in Minnesota. I don't think it's anywhere outside of Minnesota.
It's a good
And-
question, actually.
I don't think so. And Don Byerly bought into the Kicks. Yep. So
Well, I'll tell you a really quick story about Don Byerly, he did indeed develop one of the great grocery store chains in all of America.
It's very nice.
Byerly's was fantastic, and now it's Lunds and Byerly's, because
Yep.
he died, unfortunately. But many, many years ago, I'd say 25 years ago, maybe 20 to 25 years ago, I went and tried to buy a turkey over at Byerly's for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving Day came. I still didn't get the turkey, and blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden, about 11 o'clock in the morning, doorbell rings, and it's Don Byerly, the owner of the entire franchise, all of the franchises, hand delivering my turkey to me. And it
Nice.
wasn't because he knew the show or anything. That's what they always did. If they promised something, they came through on their promise. He hand delivered the turkey to our house.
Wow.
That's how dedicated the guy. He was phenomenal, absolutely
I
phenomenal.
remember my dad, after he invested in there, he said, "You want to go to a soccer game?" And I remember going, "What's soccer?"
What is soccer?
Nobody played soccer back when I was
No,
a kid.
God.
No one.
Nope.
Right.
We didn't play soccer at school. Nothing. It was either baseball or trench or football or something. Not
Well, even
soccer.
today, everyone knows what it is, but no one really cares about it, at least
A
in
lot of-
Minnesota.
But a lot of little kids play
Yeah, right.
soccer.
It does seem
all
to
the
be a
time.
kid's sport in America.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
could be.
It's appealing because it's not a lot of contact and it's team stuff. And
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Ethan, every Wednesday he does a thing. He plays. It's like a half an hour soccer-based play time thing, where there's a coach and he teaches them how to kick a ball and that sort of thing, and they have to do shots into the net and stuff like that. And he loves it.
I love when you watch little kids play soccer and they're all, there's like 5 of them around
yeah.
the ball. Kick, 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 kick. It's going absolutely nowhere.
Nothing is getting accomplished. Yeah.
It's like a swarm of bees following the
It's
ball
so
around.
funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Soccer
So
always makes me
cute.
think of in middle school. We'd
Young
always
kids.
go out to recess and we'd always play soccer on the field, just kick the ball around. And one of the teams always had the bulletproof strategy of all the teenage girls in their little group, they're just like talking. They would just stand in front of the net. And it's like, that's not
Okay.
fair. It's a wall of people.
That's
But
a scrum.
People. Yeah.
they're like, no, we're just standing here talking. We're not doing anything. And it's like, it's a
Okay,
good
read
strategy. Do
the
it.
joke, Catherine, under ABQ Charlie.
Do you know why 10,000 American kids play soccer? So they don't have to watch it. Oh,
That's kind of cold.
yeah. Soccer is a little.
Boring.
It's got to be the most boring sport to watch.
would
I mean, a high-scoring game is what, 5 points?
Oh, I would think so, yeah.
It can be higher than that. but
Although I
yeah.
must correct things and then turn it back over to our sports star here. Tino Lettieri's name just came up, and Tino is one of my favorite people on earth. I love Tino Lettieri, and he was a soccer player.
Yeah.
So we can't rip
Professional.
soccer too much with Tino. Tino's people listening. No question. But Tino, we love you, pal.
I looked it up. FIFA World Cup scores. Let's see. In 2014, Germany won a 1-0 match.
Oh boy.
22 in Qatar, Argentina, France, 3-3 tie.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so no, it doesn't look like scores get very high in soccer, which means most of the time it's just people dribbling the ball around.
Yeah.
Okay,
Running,
now-
running.
Catherine and Costaki and I have to guess who scored the most points in any baseball game in history. Which team? Doesn't have to be in the playoffs or anything, but which team? Because I think I do remember this, but I might be off a little bit.
Barry Bonds,
No, I'm talking about the team.
Team.
whatever
No.
team Barry Bonds was on.
27-3 or whatever one day, one crazy day.
I think it was 27 runs they scored. I think you're
27.
absolutely
Is that right?
I think that is right. That's what I had in my head anyway.
Based on it coming up here on your podcast, I'm going to say the Minnesota Twins.
Oh no, they never
That's
scored that
right.
many. No, at least I wasn't around when they did it. I'll tell you that.
No.
Well, are we talking about combined score or like which team scored the highest?
I think one team scored 27 runs. I think Kostaki's right.
Let's see. In 2007,
big
we had a
number.
Rangers 30, Orioles 3.
Holy Christ, 30!
That's pretty good. Yeah, apparently the Rangers scored, and this is straight from MLB.com. 2020, the Braves got 29 versus the Marlins 9.
God.
Yeah, actually getting to 27 plus
Jesus.
is, I mean, it's not terribly common because it's only happened, I think, like 10 times, but it's more than never.
Yeah.
More than never. That's good.
Those
Less than
pitchers
once
must have
a
been
year, but
disheartened.
it happens. Yeah, it's a tough day to pitch. Yeah. Yeah.
Could you stop throwing
Just a bunch
over
of
the
guys
plate?
crying in the dugout. Yeah.
Exactly.
At that point, you just give them the ball and say, do what you will with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to go.
Well, the
home.
NFL has been tweaking the rules for decades to get more scoring, and we had
Yeah.
a Super Bowl that was 12-0 for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just 4 field goals, and we thought 12 points feels insurmountable for the Patriots, right? Said no Falcons fan since 2017.
2007. Well, it's for us, it's a lot longer than that. We haven't even been in it since what? Like I said, what was it 61 or some damn or 91? I mean,
Yeah,
not 61, 91. Yeah. So there, yeah, real barn burner.
yeah. Nobody
It
could
looks
score
like-
in this game for a while. It was like prom at the math magnet school. You see, not a lot of scoring.
Not a lot of scoring.
It's a lot of nerds.
The math magnets.
Someone's
A lot of nerds there.
yeah. Well, I suppose that's true. Yeah. Someone's asking a question. Anyone know what's up with Randy Moss? Why? What's going on with Randy Moss? Did he not show up for something or something?
I don't know.
I don't know.
He popped around a little bit this week. I saw little clips of
Oh,
him
did he?
somewhere. Yeah.
He was always very nice to me. I ran into him a few times. He was always a very, very pleasant guy. Not everybody had that experience, but I did.
Right.
That works for me.
I feel like with Randy, it was like, what era of his life did you
Yeah.
step into? Right.
Yep.
He was more of a challenging personality in the early days.
Yeah. When he was playing
Indeed.
for the Vikings for a while, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Who
he was
drafted him?
Yeah, he was like
player.
watching a little ballerina out there. That guy
Yep.
could move.
Yep.
Just his personal life.
Yeah, I think he's the best wide receiver of all time. I put him ahead of Jerry Rice personally, but yeah, he was a handful. He was kind of the original prima donna wide receiver character, at least
Yeah.
for me when I started paying attention to
Right.
the NFL. Close detail, like he was the one that there'd be a story, he would get a run in and jump on someone's hood and yell some crazy thing and run away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he had some issues.
Charlie
Plus-
wanted to know how many innings that MLB game was. It was only 9.
Oh wow.
30 runs in 9 innings?
3 hours and 21 minutes, but only 9 innings.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Like, seriously, at some point, don't you just give up? You're like, whatever, I don't even care anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
The chat is saying that Randy Moss is very sick and he has cancer.
But I thought it was
Yeah.
in remission.
I
he's
don't
been
know
sick for a
anything
couple
about
years.
it.
Yeah.
I thought it was in remission, though.
Oh, he's got bile duct cancer. That's a very nasty one.
Oh,
Bile
God.
duct that goes into your liver?
Yes, the bile duct is in that area. And yeah,
Jesus.
bile duct is one of those cancers that because it takes so long to notice, it's extremely lethal. So, I mean, hopefully it was, he did the Whipple procedure, which is standard. But I haven't heard anything since. So we'll see.
Margaret says he is in remission. He had stage 2 bile cancer. Yeah.
Oh, stage 2 is not bad, actually. So he's lucky then.
And then the next one says Randy still has cancer.
Well, remission, and you still technically have cancer.
Yeah.
Like, you're considered to have cancer if you're in remission. You're not cured.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And rarely do they say that you're cured. You can be in remission for 40 years, but, you know.
Right.
Yeah, right.
It's like
Oh.
alcoholism.
Yeah, pretty much. You always got it.
That's right.
That's real nice. Real
Going to
sweet.
Bender tomorrow. It's been 40 years, but at any point.
I suppose. Well, it'd be for me, Catherine, 16 years?
Yeah.
I gave up booze
so.
and boozed it up
Coming up,
16.
yeah.
You know? God,
Yeah,
amazing.
that's a good run.
Yeah, it was not even a problem either. Catherine talked to me one day, might be time to hop off the train there, Tom. So I said, okay. And I just quit. And I
Nice.
had
Just that
no
easy.
problem with it. I don't know why I had no problem, but I just quit and never did it again. Well, except for one thing. I did have a beer once because I ordered a non-alcohol beer, and they brought me a beer with alcohol in it, and I didn't know it. So I guess
Oh.
I've had one drink since I quit drinking.
Well, that's forgivable.
God, unbelievable.
You're allowed.
I
Yes.
guess so. So what else has happened? Anything good? Is any good for like any sports coming up? Is anything good in the baseball season coming up? How come you don't come on during the baseball season? You pill.
I only
don't
watch
get
a
it?
baseball game if I'm there. Like when I'm like every
Yeah.
2 years, I wind up with a hot dog watching a baseball game somewhere with friends. But I don't really follow. I'm on a thread with some of my Braves buddies during the playoffs. I kind of root for the Braves, but I really
Yeah.
don't have any idea. When
So
you
did
said
you-
Ken Herbeck, I was like, he was like a Braves enemy back in the day.
He was. Yes, he was.
There was
Yeah.
like some World Series moment where he lifted a guy's foot or whatever. That was Herbeck,
Yep.
right?
Oh, he absolutely forced his foot off the base. I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, Kent's a pretty big guy.
He is huge.
Six-
we have
6'5".
we have a picture of Ethan. He was still in a high chair, and
Yeah, he
Kent,
couldn't have been more than a year old.
bowing down to look at him, and Kent's head is like as large as the child. He's just a huge guy.
Costaki, let me ask you a question about that because you've been around it forever. But the fact, because of the KQ Morning Show and all that, the fact that I even got to know people like Kent Herbeck and we'd hang out or go play golf one of my favorites of all time. We're supposed to meet the Herbecks out on a golf course on Halloween. And we show up, and Kent's wearing like 5 of those light-up rings, a couple on his head, one on each bicep. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Because whatever. Wanted some attention, I guess. That's what it was.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, with a great guy though, really good guy, Kent Herbeck.
Yeah. Tell him the Braves fan says blah.
Oh, there
So
you
how
go.
much money did you win, Kostaki?
Oh, there you go.
What?
How much money did you win on your Super Bowl betting?
You know what? I made one Super Bowl bet and it didn't cash. But it was,
Ah, really? Really?
It was a small one. It was just kind of for fun, just so I had an extra thing to root for. I actually picked Ken Walker as the captain of the team, the little fantasy team I built on DraftKings, and he won the Super Bowl MVP, and I didn't cash. So,
Oh,
little bad luck.
Nice.
But he was fun to watch. I like that guy.
Yep.
Oh, I saw this story. Did you see this? The wedding at the halftime show was real.
Yeah,
Yep.
That was a
Kristen,
real wedding, yeah.
Kristen was
Yep.
talking about that. That was a real.
Yep.
An actual couple got married. I got to say, as soon as I heard that, I was like, as a dude, how are you ever going to top that ever? Like, the most exciting
Yeah.
day of your marriage is the first day? That's no good for anybody.
I did see somebody. Yeah, they were cutting a wedding cake, and I wasn't watching it. It was on, and I was like, "What the hell are they doing?" I had no
Yeah.
idea it was real.
I just assumed it was a staged, beautiful, like Puerto Rican wedding kind
Yeah.
of scene. Like, oh, that's a kind of a
Right.
cool
Me
thing
too.
to
That's
include.
what I thought. Yeah.
I had no idea. But now, for the next 50 years, some dude has to disappoint his wife with a waiter singing "Happy Birthday" with a sparkler.
yeah.
Right. It's going to be tough, man.
It'll never be Disney cruise. Boring. You know, like, what do you do after that?
Yeah. What was the backstory? Kristen said it was somebody whose wedding was
Kristen's
planned
here.
for
Do you want
that
me to
day.
put her on and she can
Yeah,
explain?
she can tell us
Kristen
why
did
there
hop
was
on
a wedding.
few minutes early.
Like,
Nothing wrong with that.
Asked him
There you go.
to come to their wedding, and he invited them to his thing. Is that what happened?
That's correct. Yep. So they invited him to his wedding. Obviously, he can't come, but he said, "Why don't you just come and get married at my halftime show instead?" And
Oh, there you go.
I saw the groom he posted on Instagram. I think I saw it, and he said, "Proposed cliffside on the beach and married at the Super Bowl." I'm like, "How do you top that?"
Yeah.
He's like, "I crushed it."
Yeah.
There you
That's
go.
pretty great. Yeah, good for them.
Yeah, it really was a cool moment because it's just celebratory. I feel like all of Bad Bunny's set was pretty joyous, just was like a big dance party. And so why not have your wedding be a part of that?
Oh, it's great.
You know, the one difference I would, if I got married at a singer's appearance on the Super Bowl and the rest of it, I'd have to make sure the guy that I was getting married in front of could sing. That's the one difference.
I don't know. Wedding singers are infamous, so you know.
Why you gotta?
He's a dreadfully bad singer.
Not the demo. You're not the demo.
You're not
Tom.
the demo.
It's got nothing to do with a
Congrats.
demo. Can you hit the notes or not?
I'm gonna tell you
2025
also-
Spotify Artist of the Year.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm going to tell you, you know what's coming up next? This is my prediction. We're going to have a K-pop group at some point during the halftime show. So this is where music is going. You need
Oh,
a global
right.
audience, and they want younger, they want the money, they want international. So let's just say I put the prediction out there. We'll see how long it takes for that to happen.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'd like to see country. I was sort of stumping for old rock. You know, the old
Yeah.
white guy demo hasn't been spoken to in a good 20 years.
It's going to be a
Good
long
luck
time.
with that.
I
They
know,
just
right?
have them go and do the like America the Beautiful. Like they put you at the front end of the show now. That's really where it's at, and everything
right.
is young, because that is
Yeah.
what the NFL wants demographically.
That's right. Green Day was the nod to my demo. That's
Yep.
right. Yeah, that is how they do it. So they'll do a Metallica or an AC/DC or something for that, and then have youth and international appeal in the middle. Yeah, that's probably a good point. But what about country? Seems like they would have, country is huge.
It is.
I'm not a huge country fan, but it seems like they would speak to that once a
Right.
decade.
Right.
I think that it doesn't speak to an international audience, and they are looking to expand the NFL to a global audience. And unfortunately, country is still very niche. You could have a Morgan Wallen. Morgan Wallen is very, very popular, but again, he's going to wind up opening the show like Green Day did or something like that. They're probably not, or he'll do a cameo, but I don't think that they'll have him do a full halftime show. I feel like those days have moved past.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Whether people like it or not, I know. But I was like, K-pop Demon Hunters next year.
Yeah. My little one would love that.
Yeah, I don't know. So now America is going to lose its most popular sport to the world. And I understand they want to make a lot more money, and I know it's always about money, no question.
Well, now the teams are going for billions. They
Billions
want
of dollars,
hundreds
yeah.
of billions.
Yeah.
They're not happy.
Right.
And everyone wants a global audience. Soccer wants a global audience. Football wants a global audience. We just have to
that
remember
part
it's a
makes
global
sense. Yeah.
economy.
Yeah, they had, I believe, next year is going to be 9 games international. And they're aiming for 16, so every team gets one per year.
Oh, yeah.
So, I went to one this year in Berlin, and it was awesome. It was a celebration of football. Everyone from the whole region, swarmed to this place to celebrate football. They were wearing their jerseys from all these different teams and singing the songs, and they were into it. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of globalizing, baseball, the per capita attendance for games in the U.S. is among the lowest in countries that it's played.
Yep, it is.
It's more popular in South America and Japan. America's actually on the way out, and I mean it's America's game, but it's actually it hasn't been for a long time.
It's too bad.
They have so many games. Was it 162 or
I
whatever?
know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Many games.
The
A lot of
NFL
games.
players are balking at an 18th game. I'm like, 162?
No, it's too. The season's too
crazy.
long, and there's too many games. I agree.
That's true.
That's a lot
That
of
is a
games.
long season. I mean,
So
anyone
long.
who has a family you're away from your kids, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when we talk a lot about work-life balance in the corporate sector, it's the same thing for the athletes.
Yeah, I suppose that is true. I don't know. Like I said, Catherine and I didn't watch. I think we watched a little bit. Did you watch any of the game or just the halftime show or a little bit?
We watch most of the game.
But I mean, not really paying attention. I gotta be honest with
I
you.
pretty much watched it because I was giggling the whole time. I'm like, New England sucks.
Patriots suck. Yeah, me too. That's how I watched it. I
It
don't
feels
care.
good to watch you suck.
Yeah. That
I
logo.
literally, like I said yesterday, I looked up at one point. I'm like, Bill, New England hasn't even scored. Like, what's going on?
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, that
crazy.
part was fun.
It was.
All right, well, let me get out of the joke, and I'll leave you guys to do your other chapter. Here.
Not for, when you leave, it'll be for like 7 months.
That's true. That's true.
right.
What the hell?
I
Let's
know.
hope I remember to show up on time next week. I've been showing up in your segments and going, I'll come back. So
Oh,
now,
right.
We're
That's right.
fine. We're fine.
Andy better remind me next week. Like, come on time.
Virtual effect right now.
We had the NFL honors this week as well. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Tet McMillan. Offensive Douchebag of the Year, still Kanye West. 3 years running. Kanye.
Yes.
That's the last joke, Tom.
I thought it was magnificent. That's all I have to say. How many years have we been working together now, pal?
Boy, that's a good question. I started coming
Long
to
time.
Million years ago, and I have fond memories of coming to the Voice of God radio scene that you built. Or I would come in with Dave Mordahl and all the weirdos.
Oh, I miss Dave Mordahl. I talked to Dave a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
His health is not the best,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
unfortunately, but just a really, really funny guy and a
Oh.
really good guy.
One of the most naturally funny guys I've ever met.
No
If you-
question.
next time you talk to Dave, tell him I said hi.
I will definitely do that. There's no
And
question.
thank you guys for another great season. I love calling you. I look forward to it every time. So
Oh,
I
we
appreciate
not
you
as
very
much as we do, pal.
That's very kind. So
Pally.
we got 7 months to enjoy. The last game was a Patriots loss. That's fun for
Yeah,
everyone.
it's true.
It's no Tom Brady.
No Tom Brady.
No,
Yeah, well.
exactly.
And for 7 months, the Vikings can't lose. The Falcons can't lose. We're good. We're good.
Possible.
And I'll point it out one last time before you go. 2 Tommy B's were born in the same small town in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That's exactly right. In Browerville, Long Prairie, Minnesota. Tom Brady and Tom Barnard.
And one of them is dating a 25-year-old.
Well, that wouldn't be Tom
Ooh, is
Barnard.
he really?
He is. He's dating Alex Earl, who's probably one of the biggest influencers right now in social media. She's 25 and he's 48.
Could you
What are
imagine
you-
me hanging
what
out
are you
with a
doing?
25-year-old?
No, it makes no sense.
Well, and an influencer? Gross.
And you know what's crazy though? The only one who wins in this is actually the influencer because it's like a step up for her in terms of like
Oh, sure.
career
Yeah.
visibility.
Oh, sure.
And one of the gossip sites, and this is just pure football gossip. They caught the two of them like in a corner, like dancing together, and it was like your goofy dad like dancing like and like kind of
right, yeah.
leering at a 25-year-old, and I was like, oh my gosh, if I were his
Yeah.
teen kids, because his kids are old enough for this, I'm like,
Right?
I would
I
be
know,
so
it's
horrified that my
gross.
dad is at like 2 a.m. like drinking and like leering at a 25-year-old.
Yeah. Well, and right now, what's going on globally with all of this,
Right.
it's not a good look.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Right.
It
date
just
30
isn't.
and up. If he dates 30 and up, 35 and up, it's fine. But it's just
Yeah.
it's like the 20s right now. It's just
Yeah,
it's icky.
it's gross.
Yeah,
Yeah.
under
Whole
30 is
different deal.
fine, but still no gluten, Tom? That's where you draw the line? All right.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. There's no question about it. Well, come back. You got to pop on once in a while just to say hello.
That's a good point. We'll discuss. I'll get with Andy. I'll have my people reach out to your people.
Thank you very
okay.
much, pal.
See you
Talk
guys.
later.
Bye. Thanks.
Costaki Economopoulos. Quick Snaps was the name of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I have enjoyed working with that man it's got to be 20 years, isn't it, Catherine?
He's a real easy guy to work with.
Oh, he really is.
He
Just
just
a wonderful
shows
guy.
up. He does his thing. He's thoughtful. He's not a pain in the ass. It's all nice.
I don't know. Oh, somebody's asking a question. Peyton Manning was born in San Mateo, California. When your wife and kid can talk about the same teachers
They had
back in school. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's
Honest.
a very good point.
I mean,
was
he
gonna say,
could be her
kids are-
dad because there's a 23-year age gap.
23, yeah.
Ish.
Well, and I was going to say, she's an influencer and she's 25. He's got teenage kids. They probably subscribed to this girl.
Oh, maybe.
His oldest one, quite possibly, because I think his oldest is at 17, maybe 18.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
God.
exactly in the demo for
Yeah.
for what's her name.
And she's hot. I mean, she's like this. She's very cute, and an 18-year-old would love to follow her.
Sure.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So now I guess I don't know if I want to get together with Tom Brady in Browerville, Long Prairie or not. Let me think about it. Dating a 25-year-old? My God. Although I remember, God, did I get ripped when I started dating Catherine. Because
7 years? That's
7 years, yeah.
not that.
Yeah,
that's
but it
not
was in the
bad.
20s, so you were 21 and I was 28, so I think that's
But
what
you're
they
still,
got.
we're still in our 20s. That's a
Yeah,
big
I mean-
Just in
difference.
the
Well,
same
that's-
decade.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thanks. You got me
Same
off the hook. I
decade
appreciate
sounds
it.
okay to me.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
DH just said, I'm sure he watched her on Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, Alex just did the last season of Dancing with the Stars, and she made it to the finale, so that's pretty decent. And Dancing with the Stars, by the way, just announced their very first version of like Comic-Con, but for Dancing with the Stars.
Oh,
So-
wait a minute. It says here Tom Brady was born in San Mateo, California. It's very well known that he was born in Browerville, Minnesota. I don't understand
Somebody
that.
said a few
His mom
comments up
was.
that his
His
mother
mom.
was born in
I
Broward.
thought that he was born there too, though.
Oh,
Well,
just
we're
her.
going to go with Tom Brady was born in Browerville because
No,
Tom's-
that's what I was told all that whole time because they used to go up to his. They probably don't go there anymore. His mother probably isn't still alive. So, but he used to go up there every year. I know that.
I think his mother's still alive. She had
He's
a
not that
breast
old.
cancer battle, I believe.
Okay.
But she's okay, I think.
She seems to be alive still, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I know she
Well,
did go.
how old is he? 45, did you say?
He's 48.
48.
48.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, when we take our break, come right back. God, the more talent just comes pouring out of the screen, you know. That's her pouring right there. We'll be right back right after this. From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Allie?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands free, but you can't have your phone in your hands for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget. And now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a cruise that I've been hearing about from my friends at Heart of the North Tours. Sounds amazing to me, as a matter of fact. It's the Alaska Cruise Tour. What is the cruise tour? What's that all about? Well, it's a tour that features a cruise that includes a 7-day Princess Cruise tour of the glaciers, combined with glass top. Oh my God, that'd be fun. Glass top railway experience, multiple nights at the Denali Wilderness Lodge. It includes the land meal package. You'll visit Denali National Park, Whittier, Hubbard Glacier, Glacier Bay National Park, and stop in Anchorage, Juneau, Skagway, and Ketchikan. For more information, just go to heartofthenorthtours.com or call 833-424-2700 to speak to Mike, who's a pro at arranging these amazing tours, It all happens August 8th through the 18th, and there are limited spots available, so book now. It's a trip of a lifetime, and you won't want to miss it. Ladies and gentlemen, Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So, what's up in your world?
It looks like the chips are starting to fall on a lot of Epstein-related people.
Oh, I want to hear about this.
Yeah, so Casey Wasserman, you're probably going to hear this name kind of bandied about in the news over the next couple of days. He runs a very big music agency, so he reps a lot of very big name stars: Kendrick Lamar, Childish Gambino, Coldplay, Ed Sheeran. Yesterday we saw Chappell Roan, who is kind of at the top of her game right now, letting everyone know that she left his agency because of his ties to Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, he has not been connected in any way to Epstein's crimes, but he obviously associated with them for quite a while. His emails are out there where he was flirting really kind of grossly with Ghislaine Maxwell while he was married. In the past, he's also been accused of having affairs with his junior executives at his agency, which is not great.
Jesus.
But, and I add this big but on all of this because this is kind of important. Big but, add a big but. This is important to all of this because he is also the chair of LA 28. So he is in charge of the Los Angeles Olympics.
Oh, God.
And currently, he has support of our mayor, who barely has any support herself. But I would say that they probably don't want to have this be a story while the current Olympics are going on, is my guess. But I don't think he's going to be able to do much but step down at this point because between the music industry now and the people on the Olympic side starting to really put pressure on this, I have a feeling that we will start seeing more people fall along the way.
That is so amazing. Having been in the record business all those years ago, working at a couple of different record companies, finished at Capitol Records, you would get some of those gatherings, like some big shot would come to town and blah, blah, blah. And every time you'd go knock on the door of where they were supposed to be, somebody'd open the door and there'd be like 8 people in there having sex. I'm like, what the hell did you answer the door for? Don't come to the door if you're doing
more.
that.
They want more. They need more holes.
I was talking.
That's nice. Jesus, Catherine.
I was talking about this with a friend because both of us have been in Los Angeles for 2 decades. And I'm like, we've seen stuff, we've heard stuff, we know stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, there is like a different level of darkness that we're just not even privy to that even will shock me. You know what? It's one of those situations where you go, whoa, there was a whole, and this was going on globally, obviously, but you just sit there and realize like there is something that you're not even privy to because you're not in those rooms, because a lot of these people are the billionaires of the world, the super elite. And it's really scary to think about how dark it was for so many people.
Yeah.
Apparently there's already a lawmaker in the UK that was tied to the Epstein thing who's just killed himself, and other people are stepping down. This is supposed to have, I don't know how many more repercussions it can have in the royal family, because Prince Andrew was already stripped of his titles and kicked out of the cottage or whatever. He was already punished. I don't know what else would actually happen to any of these people. I mean, none of them ever seem to go to jail. I mean, we've had all this information for at least a decade, and Biden was combing through all that stuff trying to find more crap on Trump, and he didn't get him to go to jail through it. So you got to wonder why nothing seems to be happening to the actual people that were trafficking the people. I mean, Yeah.
The royal family's been protecting Andrew for a long time, and that's
yeah.
and it goes
Yep.
back to Queen Elizabeth, rest in peace. It's now King Charles, because King Charles, he kicked his brother out of Royal Lodge, so he's no longer on Windsor. Where is he housing his brother? He's housing his brother on his Sandringham estate up in Scotland. So you sit there and you go, come on, like, kick your brother out and let him fend for himself and take a
Right.
stand on this. And you have all the royal family going, we support the survivors, like, we condemn this, but you're still not doing anything because no one is being charged criminally. And Andrew's been at the forefront of all of this, and there's plenty of evidence. And you have an entire book from Virginia Guffrey's book. It was right there. It was all spelled out in black and white, and still no one does anything.
I should ask quick because he's been waiting very patiently. Bob, thumbs up if you want to be on now. Thumbs down if you want to be on at 11:20 when Kristen's off. Put your thumbs a little lower because that was too high for the camera. He says up. There he is.
He's coming on. There's Bob.
Dun, dun.
Well,
All right. All right. Hey, Kristen, how are you? Always a
Good.
pleasure listening to you,
Good to see
learning
you.
things from the Hollywood side of places.
The Hollywood.
The Hollywood. This
Hollywood
guy, by
side
the
of
way,
places.
the thing you mentioned about this Olympic thing is going to be a mess because of this guy. To have that kind of power, it's just going to make it much worse. Of course, he may have a media that will be much kinder to him than it should be. So that would be in his favor.
There's a shock.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll see. Because right now, I'm curious to see with all of these other artists that are part of Casey Wasserman's agency, what's Ed Sheeran going to do? What's Coldplay going to do? They can just immediately fire their agent. The agents who work under Casey Wasserman oftentimes are under contract and maybe stuck there for a while. So I'm curious to see how this all plays out. But Chappell Roan taking a stand was the first nail in the coffin, I would say.
Nice job of vetting by the IOC, by the way, or the USOC.
Yep.
Now, can I ask everybody a question? Because I just don't understand this whole situation. A lot of these people, I mean, the big names, are accused of actually having sex with young girls. Is that correct? Most of them?
Some. We have to
some,
really
not-
be
okay.
careful. Some.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we
there
don't
you
know who that exactly is. They have to comb through all of this. And then some were just in and around the Epstein orbit. And there was a lot of financial wheelings and dealings happening with Epstein.
Okay.
So we have to remember that was also in play along with the trafficking situation and
Yeah.
abuse.
Well, it's not looking good for all of these celebrities that after he
Yeah.
was indicted and jailed the first time for pedophilia, they kept their ties with him and kept on saying what a wonderful guy he was and traveling in his circles and asking him for favors. You gotta wonder why are you associating with a known pedophile who's actually gone to prison for it?
100%.
Because you're addicted.
Yeah.
Well,
Is
and
that
no
what it is?
surprise, Woody Allen was a good friend of his. You sit there
Yeah,
and go,
that's
like,
right.
these like-minded people just
That's
kind of
right,
like
yeah.
hang out together. It's very, very strange. So I think, hopefully we can get a lot of these names unredacted, and I know that they're working on that, but it's up to the Department of Justice, and if they're going to protect everyone, like, why are they protecting everyone?
I'm laughing because some of those redactions, there's like one word on a page.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everything else is redacted. And
Yeah.
sometimes the word just says Donald Trump, and then the rest is all redacted.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's got a lot to answer for, because he said, like, I cut him off in 2003. He didn't. So that is, there's evidence at least up to the first administration. So you got to do that. Bill Clinton, and we'll hear Hillary Clinton at the end of the month. So we'll hear what they have to say. And I think it's important that we see some sort of justice for the survivors. It's completely atrocious.
She'll
the way
say
they
what she
treated.
said with Benghazi. Why are we still talking about this?
Oh,
Remember how
that's right.
indignant she
Yes.
was that they were still bringing up the deaths? And now, Kristen,
Yep.
you have, with the contacts you have, is there anything to that story that surfaced a few weeks ago that he was a Russian asset, Epstein?
There's still, we've been hearing still that there are ties to Russia.
Always about money. That's all this is about, is money,
And
money, money,
information.
money.
Yep.
Jesus.
And also
Well-
in bringing down, I think that there's been enough smoke in that Putin really wants to bring down the U.S. as a superpower.
Yeah.
And there's definitely probably certain people who have ties to Russia that have worked with that happening. Because currently, right now, we are seeing less power in the U.S. I will say that
Yeah,
internationally,
yep.
for sure.
Well, I have a question for you. Even, let's say, I just went to a party, I was invited to a party, and I go to this party and I walk in, and even if nothing was going on, I would have to ask, why are there 13 and 14-year-old girls here? Why are they even here? Right? Didn't anybody ever bring that up to Epstein or all the rest of them showing up on the island?
Well, you just have to look no further than like the BBC is not reporting on all of these child rape gangs.
They're
just
not?
they just won't report on anything.
Jesus.
They protect these people like nobody's business. You can't even call them a press corps when they're protecting people like this. It's disgusting.
If you got on that plane, you knew where you were going and you knew what you were going to see.
God.
I don't have any doubt about that. This was not like a surprise to them.
And
Well,
let's
it's
just
turning.
pretend that they didn't know. But then you get to the island and you
Get
see
me
what
off.
you see.
Right,
Yeah, exactly. You hop on another plane and you get the heck out of there because you go,
there-
this isn't for me.
Yeah, they're saying things that were happening at the Zorro Ranch in Albuquerque near Albuquerque was supposedly worse than what was going on in the island.
Great.
That he had ordered all these vats of sulfuric acid, and all this kind of stuff is coming out. That he was it's deep and dark and awful.
Yep, it's politicians. It is people in the financiers. I mean, it is
Movie stars all over
Yeah,
the place.
it's-
Once again,
Celebrities.
it's all about
Royal
money, hanging out with people with money. God, that's disgusting.
Well,
Yeah,
and
the
these
money's
guys,
dark.
Bill Gates has been implicated. All of these guys, they could have gone legally to someplace in Vegas or in Nevada.
Yeah.
And what's that ranch called?
Oh,
That's legal.
Bunny Ranch.
The Bunny Ranch.
Oh, the Bunny Ranch. There you go. Yeah.
They'd be adults and they could have had it, they could have dressed up like whatever you wanted them to dress up like.
Right, and it's legal, and everyone's like tested for STIs. Like it's legal.
yeah.
Could do it.
All right, now you got to go, I suppose.
I do have to go. I know. Sadly, I have to go
terrible.
and work on the Savannah Guthrie case. So
Oh yeah.
What is going on with you?
Is
have one
anything
more
going
minute?
on?
there's nothing new. Like the deadline has passed on the ransom, and we have no news from FBI whether these were legitimate ransom notes to begin with or whether they were hoaxes. So, and it doesn't appear that the family paid out any sort of $6 million ransom at this point.
Are people thinking as time goes on that somebody in the family may be involved in this?
If not the family, someone tied to, could it
Yeah.
have been someone who
Yeah.
worked on the home? Could it have been someone, a friend, a neighbor? There's a lot, usually in these cases, if you've watched enough Dateline, it's usually someone in your bubble.
Can any of you remember? Now, none of us were around for the Lindbergh baby, but I don't think a story about a kidnapping has ever gotten this type of attention since the Lindbergh baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe Elizabeth Smart. At least here on the West Coast, we heard a lot about the Elizabeth Smart
Yeah.
case, and then when
Yep.
she was found.
Yeah, but not
Jean
now.
Ramsey, I remember they talked about her for ages.
Oh yeah, and they still talk about her.
Yeah.
In fact, they're trying to tie John Benet Ramsey into Epstein somehow. I don't know where the connection is.
really?
But I don't think that there's any legit. The
No,
conspiracy theorists, because
Yeah.
they're like, we will find out who did this, and it's tied to Epstein. I don't really think it is, but
All right. Well, once again, Kristen, thanks a lot for Bob shows up and you leave, and I get stuck with him.
Sorry.
Thanks a lot.
but I'll be back tomorrow to bug you.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. You want to take the break here, Andy? You want to do two of them? You want to just do one together?
Yeah, we can do one, and then we can do one to wrap up. Just
Okay,
they're two
good.
short ones, so.
All right, so let's take a break. Be right back in 60 seconds with Bob Sansevier. Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. Michael, what's up?
Dealing with another case where a person gave a statement to the adjuster because they thought the person was really friendly.
Is that a good idea?
Well, the problem is they know the law when they call you up. And while you're trying to be fair and you're trying to get help, the reality is there are questions you get asked that the way you answer them make a big difference. And people put themselves in trouble when they aren't in trouble. They didn't do anything wrong, but suddenly the adjuster's got a statement that can blow up their case completely.
What has caused people to be so untrustworthy, I guess is the best way I could put it? They take advantage.
Well, insurance companies have hired adjusters whose job it is to deal with unrepresented people. So they're supposed to kind of lure them in, call them every day, see how they're doing. And people are like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. Where the reality is they've kind of adjusted to their problem that they've got going on. So it's not that they're completely better, but the way they say it gets to be a problem. And that's why having somebody who can explain your rights, represent you, make sure that you understand the law before you give a statement can make a big difference in your case.
Michael Bryant, Bradshaw and Bryant. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Bob Sansevier joining us now. As a matter of fact, Darren Cotton, I'm freaking out over all the cannibalism talk and the Epstein stuff. We haven't even brought up the cannibalism, have we yet? They were actually eating other human beings.
Children, apparently.
Children. Oh, Jesus Christ. What happened to the world? Good God.
I don't know, but I mean, honest to God, it's just terrifying what these people, what lengths they'll go to just, they're so depraved. It's just sickening. And they're running things. These people are running things.
Yep.
Well, it's why, if you notice what I'm wearing, I'm hoping that
Mickey.
he can come and save the day.
I hope so. Mighty
Mouse.
It was my two favorite cartoons as a kid were Mighty Mouse and Popeye. And later today, I'm expecting a Popeye sweatshirt to arrive. I decided to go back to my youth because it was simple then. And by the way, did you both watch Mighty Mouse as kids?
Here I come to save the day.
Yes, and it was. I had to be an adult before I realized it was done in opera.
Yeah,
he sang everything.
Right.
It didn't hit me as a kid.
Oh, if you think about all the Looney Tunes, they used really great music for a lot of it. It's like
everything was an orchestra because there was no like electronic mixing or anything back then. You had to record everything live. So
yep,
it's great stuff.
Indeed, there's no question about that. So I don't know. Can we ever bring the world back to somewhat normal status? But it never has been. So I guess we wouldn't be going back to it because it's never been normal anyway. But
no, you know what I think about sometimes though. How bad must it have been in Sodom and Gomorrah?
Oh, God.
I mean, when you look at what we got going on now.
Yeah. What drives someone to want to, first of all, have sex with a little kid and then eat them for dinner?
Well, isn't it interesting over the last 15 to 20 years how all of a sudden we've become minor attracted persons?
Persons, yeah.
And we've become, all about all of this stuff that, boys can be girls and girls can be boys. It's interesting how this all seems to collide at some point where it's all planned and social engineered to make it so people don't think about anything. It's just like, oh, well, somebody has an urge, so it must be met. I think it's a very interesting thing right now. There's a woman just sued her doctors, I believe her school, for transitioning her at 16. She had her breasts removed and all of the hormones and all that stuff. And she's like, I felt incredibly pressured to do it. I felt like I had to do it. I wasn't in a good state of mind. It was just foisted upon me, and it should never have happened. I was only 16. I shouldn't have been making those decisions. She won a few $1 million, and now I guess there's 10, 15 of them line up to do the same thing. We're going to have class action lawsuits, I'm guessing, against all of these school districts that were pushing this shit.
How about the parents, too, though, that allow this to happen?
Yeah.
They pushed it, too.
Well, but you have to remember, as a parent, they're trying to pass laws in communities and have passed laws in communities
Parents have no say.
where the parents have no say. And they're going to actually, I believe Minnesota was one of them that wanted to be able to take your children away if you didn't want them to transition.
Yeah, they consider it conversion therapy to tell them that, no, you're not actually trans.
I believe Minnesota was one of those that was
there you go. Now
interested in that law. Exactly. I mean, the whole thing is really unbelievable what you think you should be able to do to a child.
Right.
I mean, they don't vote, right? So apparently they just don't count.
No, but some people want them to be voting at 16 or younger.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there you go.
Older. I say 40.
I mean, I have a hard time with this whole, there were 300,000 children missing during this whole migrant crisis. Nobody was marching for those kids. Nobody was all happy that, 150,000 of them have been found and either returned to their parents or taken out of very horrible situations. A lot of these were trafficked, never to be heard from again. Nobody was worried about these kids.
Where was the outrage when American citizens were being slaughtered by illegal aliens or immigrants?
Right.
Yes.
The criminals that are still here and what ICE is trying to get.
Yes. It's not one, it's not two. It's in the I think it's around 50, 60 women have been raped and murdered by people that the courts just keep throwing on in the street.
And that's
back on the street because they're illegal immigrants.
And some of them did it after they were thrown back on the street.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And why aren't these judges held accountable? Why is no one in America being held accountable?
Two judges were held accountable for harboring illegal aliens. And they did face charges and get arrested. And that's the start of it.
Yeah.
Good. It
And what I'm
needs to
curious
happen.
to see is, because this whole thing, the Republicans are all whipped up, and because they believe Democrats allowed this to happen for votes, right?
They did.
But what I'm waiting for, and because Trump, I mean, you could find every despicable, you could feel he's despicable, you could hate him, blah, blah. He's not stupid. At some point, and I'm wondering what he's waiting for, he is going to give amnesty to most of those who came across the border and allow them a path to citizenship. Then he's the hero, and the Republicans get those votes, not the Democrats. I'm just wondering why he's waiting.
I think it's because Minnesota became, in my opinion, the battle royale for morality on one side or the other. Because the anti-ICE people are all immigrants get to stay here no matter what their status, no matter how many crimes they've committed.
Yep.
We want all of them to have due process in the United States of America, even if it means that nothing happens to them when they are criminals and they keep getting thrown back on the street and committing more crimes. So it's become that, and then Trump was with this whole fraud thing. I think that this is all just it's a tactic to show Minnesota who's boss. I really do.
Well, I don't think the people in power in Minnesota right now are going to come out as the bosses.
No, I don't think they are either. I think they got major problems, right, Bob?
Every single day there's another scandal. There's just two. They just got two guys from Philadelphia that they just brought back to Minnesota because it's now called fraud tourism. It's so easy to defraud the Minnesota taxpayer that you can come here. I think they set up some shell company real quick, walked away with a couple of $1 million, go back and live in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the one that's going to be interesting, and it's not going to be pretty for her, is Ilhan Omar going from $50,000 a year to $30 million with basically companies that don't really exist. This wine company never had a vineyard. They did. Apparently, they had some kind of a deal with some wine producer that put whatever label you wanted on it, but it never really. They didn't exist for very long. And how do you get $30 million out of it?
When's she going to prison?
I think the time's going to come. Her and her husband both will wind up.
Yes, they should.
I-
Both
By the
end up
way,
in prison.
where are the Muslim leaders speaking out? Because Muslims
Yeah.
aren't supposed to drink,
Yep.
and she had a wine company.
Yep. I don't understand it.
What
Bob,
happened with her apple cider vinegar attack? What happened with all that?
Oh yeah.
It disappeared, came and went.
What
and
is that now? I don't know what that is.
Oh, she was speaking, and apparently one of the requirements to come into a place where most politicians are speaking is you cannot bring water bottles.
Right,
You can't bring this.
right.
You can't bring that. You have to have ID. Everybody knows who you are, just in case you cause trouble. This guy's in the front row. There was a camera on him the whole time. He's acting super agitated, like agitated. And he
Oh,
had this
yeah.
water bottle he kept sipping from real fast. It's like, why does he have a water bottle? They're not allowed to bring water bottles in.
Right.
And then the next thing you know, he squirts an unknown substance at her. And it turned out that it was apple cider vinegar. Now, she rushes at the guy. It's like if you were just
Punch 'em.
sprayed with something you thought was acid or something, you would assume that if somebody's nuts enough to spray something at you in front of
maybe go-
everybody,
Maybe
that it
go
would
wash
be
your face off.
yeah, it would probably be lethal or at least harmful. So she doesn't like go running out to wash her face or make sure her eyes are okay. She lunges at this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thinks this is a Jussie Smollett.
And
That
she's-
she did
Yeah.
this, that she did this, she staged it to get out of all of the, to garnish sympathy, because she's
Yeah.
very good at
Because
that.
some fraud stuff had come out of, I think, about the winery and other things the day before.
Yes.
Oh, is
Yep.
that right?
She finished the speech.
Yeah.
From Moby Pete, we also have welfare tourists that travel between Illinois, Wisconsin, and Minnesota every month and collect welfare payments in all 3 states.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
Well,
Why not?
that's been going on between
Jesus.
Chicago and Minneapolis,
Yes,
where
it
they,
has.
they have a
Yep.
bus that
Yep.
goes back and forth to collect benefits.
Unbelievable.
There was a story the other day, and I don't want to. I read it, and it seemed like a legitimate source, but $93 billion was paid out between Trump's election and inauguration to businesses that didn't have to. Basically, they had no business plan. The money was
Right.
just given out. More money than was given out by this division of the government than was given out in 15 years.
Right.
So maybe I trace it back and see if Ilhan Omar and her hubby got money from that. Where'd the money come from? They will find out.
It's so funny about this, though. I know a lot of women in Minnesota, and if you bring up Ilhan Omar's name, she's a goddess to them. They
Yeah.
worship her.
Yep.
She's never done anything wrong. It's white folk
Here-
trying to bring down a brown woman. Blah blah blah.
Catherine, the problem is it is so polarizing because if you lean one way, doesn't matter who they are or what they say, you're going to agree with them. But if you lean the other way, you're going to hate them. I mean, it is so polarized. And the only, I would vote for this guy if he ran for president. The only guy in politics that I think looks at both sides and he believes what his conscience tells him is a guy who I thought was horrible when he was elected. John Fetterman actually says
Yeah.
what he believes.
Yeah,
does, yep.
He's
I mean,
actually
and he
turned
takes
into
a
the
lot
only
of crap.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's like
He's
the only
like-
voice of reason out there anymore.
He's like the only Democrat saying we need voter ID. Now, whatever the SAVE plan is, it's probably not ideal because they claim you have to produce your birth certificate, which is a problem Democrats claim for women because if they got married, their name's different. Well, you know what? We all have Social Security numbers. It's
Yes.
not that hard to figure this out.
No.
But to say if anyone who says you have to have a voter ID, I won't vote for him.
Did you get your real ID?
No, I don't need to because I have my passport and I got my passport card, which I put in my wallet. So you don't need, if you have that, you don't need
Okay.
the real ID.
All right. Well, to get your passport, you had to have your birth certificate. You had to have your driver's license.
Well, the real
You had
ID
to
should
have-
count.
Well, it all should count. Exactly. Because a real ID, you have to bring all of that stuff too. It's almost like getting a passport.
It's not hard at all to do this. I mean,
But
to
you
do
have,
anything.
but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if the requirements for a passport or a real ID are
Do you need them in Florida, a real ID, or is it just your
It-
driver's
that's
license
it.
there?
The real ID was supposed to be a nationwide security.
It is a
system.
universal thing. I thought it was state.
Nation
state.
nationwide.
Well,
And
then that's done. That's what you need.
Minnesota was one of the last ones to force people to do it because they kept on saying, "Oh, we're just going to wait. We're just going to wait. We're just going to wait," and then all of a sudden you had to have it. But yeah,
Then this is it. You get your real ID, and it's over.
it's over. Exactly.
Pretty much the deal. Bob, I have to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
We just talking about all this stuff now. Skin color is everything now. That's oh my God. Where were all these people when the KQ morning show had not one, not two, but 3 black men, an Asian woman, I could go on,
And an Italian.
and an Italian on top of it.
Even worse.
Not even one mention of. We were by far the biggest morning show in America to bring other people of color on the show. Never got one word from the Star Tribune, the Pioneer Press, from any TV stations. Matter of
Because
fact,
your
I was
narrative-
called a. What's that?
Didn't fit their narrative.
No, it's exactly right.
Well, nobody gave a shit about that stuff back then.
No, they did not, apparently.
I mean, it wasn't all about DEI and diversity and equity back in those days.
I mean, look at how I suffered, though, having to put up with JB and with, hey, get on the list. Yeah.
Well, but I mean, also, you had one of the biggest voices for a community. You had Talk.
I know. Yes. Talk with talk. I mean, it's true. You're absolutely.
Couldn't get away with that
See,
today.
it just doesn't matter.
Couldn't get away with it then either.
Listen to this from Moby Pete. The morning show was the UN of cool and funny people. That's
Wow.
wonderful, Moby. Thank you. I just would like to know, where were all of you when we hired, like Bob just pointed out, women, men, different colors, some black, some Asian, some. Where were you? Why weren't you stepping up back then?
Hey, you had
40 years ago.
You were the first one not to have one but two transgender people on.
That's exactly right. Where was the word there that you people are such frauds?
Oh,
It
your
is
management should have
unbelievable.
been spinning this to the press
Yeah.
every 5 seconds.
They were too busy cashing those big checks. I don't know.
I don't know.
I just
Too
remember
loud?
one of them, which was the one. I'm trying to remember if it was the Tom Brunart, This Is For You, the cab drivers,
Yep.
or one of the other groups where I was one of the sacrifices. Well, we'll throw him we'll fire him.
Yeah,
Who
there
had
you
nothing
go.
to do with any of it, but they wanted to
Yeah.
make a sacrifice.
Unbelievable, but I don't know. It's such fraud now. You people look like such phony bastards. You didn't care for dozens and dozens of years. Now all of a sudden you're an expert on skin color. Blow it out your ass. I mean, these white people, candy
Oh,
asses.
white guilt is a powerful drug.
Oh, it
man.
sure is, man.
Ooh.
I'll say it again. We got to go to break here, but where the hell were you when we broke that wall down 40 years ago? 40 years ago. Where were you? Yeah. Let's take a
Yeah.
break. Be right back. Come back and wrap it up. I might have to punch someone, but I'll have to go in the streets to find someone. Anyway, we'll be right back.
I'm talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, business owners have had to deal with a lot over the last few years, haven't they?
They sure have, Tommy. We pride ourselves on being able to help our customers with the challenges they face.
Our business bankers are experts and are always ready to help our customers capitalize on opportunities and solve problems.
Loan decisions come quickly because they're made here in the Twin Cities and not shipped out of state like at some of the national banks in town.
This allows our customers to expand their businesses with confidence, knowing that they have our team of experts in their corner.
Okay, so now you give me this big thing at the end. Way to go.
Well, you are the professional.
Oh, I forgot. Look, I know Brad and Mike, and I trust them with my banking. They've personally delivered on everything they've just said, so why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is so great. Some of this stuff. Are you thinking of Dead Eric? Tom wasn't even in the building. No, he had long hair. That's going to bug me now.
She's wondering who the producer was between Candace and who was it? Justin.
I don't think either one of them were the producer.
You had a producer?
Yeah, we had a producer. Did we have a producer, Bob? I forgot.
Lastman came after Justin.
Oh, that's right, Lastman, yeah.
Apparently, you had a producer that was part Native American?
Yep,
Who
absolutely.
was that?
I don't know if he wants me to mention his name.
Why not?
Well, it's Eric, Dead Eric, wasn't it?
Oh, so it looks like Donnell's right. Yeah, she said, "Are you thinking of Dead Eric?" So
Yeah.
there you go.
And you know,
Yeah.
besides
Oh,
being
yeah, there it
Italian,
is right there. Okay.
I
Was
grew
that-
up in New Jersey. I might have been part of a Lenni Lenape tribe.
That's exactly right. It could
We
be.
were big back in Jersey, though.
But I do want to know why 40 years ago wasn't it important to acknowledge this, but now all of a sudden it is. Where have you been for 4 decades?
Because the social engineering cops have been just started
Yep.
it up. It's been a huge campaign for a long time.
Throttle me, Bill. God, they're all coming up. Yeah, Eric Malmberg's name has come up. Power 92 from the Chucker. God, that's wonderful. All right, we got to wrap things up here. Bob's got a busy day. And
oh, you have no idea.
Yeah, no.
Waiting for his other sweatshirt.
Yeah, waiting for his new
I'm going to go sit on
sweatshirt.
the porch waiting for my Popeye.
Like a dog waiting for their owner to come back.
The greatest. Well, thank you. Thanks for your input on the show has been great. I love it when the people listening to the show and watching the show give us their input because I mean, it mentioned a lot of people.
Hair's going to fall off my chair when he said, your input on the show has been great. I was waiting for Bob, but he wasn't talking about me.
Yes, I guess not. You know, that's that whole deal right there. I don't know. It's thank you so much for all your input, but it's just looking at that, the imbalance of where the world was 40 years ago, where it is now, and you're somehow breaking new ground. Bullshit. You're not breaking any new ground. You're a fraud and looking for the money.
Tom, you know, it was a great reminder. I'll be very quick with this. I think I mentioned last week, I watched the Miracle, The Boys of 80, the documentary.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yep.
We watched that.
It reminds you at the beginning what was happening in the 70s leading up to it.
Yep.
There were protests. There were I mean,
Yep.
it's always been like this.
Yeah, it
And
sure
it's
has.
probably always going to be like this.
Yep.
It's just, you know, people
I guess
retire
you're
and new
right.
people come in to burn and to
Yep.
protest.
Yeah, well, again, I'll just close with this. Where were you 40 years ago? That's what I want to know. Where were they?
They should have been putting barricades up to get to the studio.
That's exactly
So
we
people
had to.
couldn't- because, yeah, so they couldn't come in with the Tom Barnard chants.
Tom Barnard, this is for you. Yeah, well, we had armed guards for how many years? There were armed people in the building because of that. Well, it was the highest rated show in America by far. All right, we got to go.
I did one quick thing to address. Monday is President's Day. Are we doing a show Monday? Because I have been asked.
I don't know. A lot of people have it off, right? It's a banking holiday.
Come on, it's not that big a deal. It used to be Washington's birthday.
Are we even
Why
allowed
would
to
you
have?
take off on President's Day? Come on.
Are we allowed to have
Ask the-
President's Day?
Ask the
Don't we have
people
to call
along the side there if they want you to take off.
Don't we have to call it something else?
Yeah, you can't call it
really.
President's Day anymore.
Yeah.
Presidents are evil now.
I suppose that's probably true.
Well, all presidents except Trump. They'll be okay with that.
There you go.
Presidents
All
accept
right.
Day. There you go. We'll call it that.
Sounds
So
good.
we'll plan on doing a show on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, because we have L.A. Nick wants to be on Monday, so
So, LA, that'd be
he's
good.
gonna come on in.
Good to see LA again. All right, that's going to do it. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Every time I hear the same reminds me how you talk in my door.